TunePocket.com.
Atlanta Falcon fans, Dirty Fanatic Unit fans, we are in the building. I am your host, Chase, followed by my co-host, Philip.
Yes, sir.
How we doing, brother, on this dub right here today, man? We take the number one spot in the NFC South, man. We feeling good tonight on Dirty Fanatics United. Philip, how we doing, brother?
Feeling good, feeling a little tough out here today, man. We just doing big things out here today, man. I mean, as we all know, we first already again, man. Like it ain't nothing.
Love to hear it. And it is week 7, and your Dirty Birds are on top of the NFC South. Great feeling, man. Something we haven't felt in quite a while. Very, very dynamic game today. Some ups and some downs. A lot to chat about tonight on Dirty Fanatics United. But hey, you're in the right spot for it here at DFU. Real quick before we get started, I want to let the fans know that are on Facebook. If you want your name to be seen on the podcast right here, I can't find it now, but you have to go to StreamYard / Facebook, and you have to give them permission for them to be able to use your name and profile picture. Philip, man, jumping right into it, bro. We're going to give them a little rundown on what we'll be chatting about today. Of course, we talk about the Dirty Birds taking the number one spot in the NFC South. Dirty Birds bounce back today. We'll give a little run around the league. We'll give some today notables. New subject we're going to talk about here on Dirty Fanatics United. We'll give player of the game for the offense side of the ball and the defense side of the ball. And we will have two separate guys. We won't come at you with the same player. Richie Grant with the big play. We'll talk a little bit about that. And also, this is that link. If you want your name and your profile picture to pop up in the comment section, please go to StreamYard.com / Facebook and give them permission to use your Facebook name and profile picture. Next subject, Philip, we'll talk a little bit about the Bijan situation, and CP is back.
The Joker.
No interceptions today, but 3 fumbles. A lot to talk about here on DFU. Philip, before we do that, also one more subject. Do we finally have a top 10 defense? Real quick before we get started, man, we're going to do a check-in, see who's all tuned in with us tonight on DFU in the comment section. Take it from the top. DSGB Hall in the chat, he said, great win. Every week I say we got a defense, y'all. Straight up.
For sure.
How you feeling about that comment there?
Well, in a minute, I will go into it and break it down, and you'll see. We got us a defense for sure. They got me lost for words. They doing their thing, man. It's crazy.
Facts. Headed to the next subject, man. Next comment. That's Lamarcus Boyd. He said, "What's up, fellas? Mr. Lamarcus, brother. Appreciate you rapping like you do, brother. Much love to you." Bubba Gump in the chat with the emojis. Shout out to you, Bubba Gump. Always checking in with us. Always in the comment section. Lamarcus Boyd said, "Rise up, baby." EQRC in the chat said, "Go Falcons. It's a win."
I'll take it all day.
Rise up. We'll take it as a dub. Oh, he said it's been a minute since we've been on the top. And man, must I say, we sitting up in the clouds because
smoking that pack.
Kyle Pitts himself had him quite a day today, as long as other than a couple of fumbles. Desmond Ridder, very, very solid performance. Fumbles we can fix, we can get right. But passing game looked pretty solid today. Headed to the next comment here. Lamarcus Boyd said we had to keep the momentum moving forward. We definitely
Facts.
do. Something I think we struggled with a little bit today, Philip, was momentum. It seemed to be that we would get in situations that we could have put this game away, and there was times that we just couldn't execute. Philip, your thoughts real quick. We don't want to dive too deep into it because we haven't hit our subjects yet, but just your thoughts real quick about, the momentum comment here by Mr. Lamarcus.
And there was some drive like that one at the end. Well, not at the end, but like at the goal line. I think it was a little bit miscommunication between center Drew Dolman and Desmond Ritter. It seemed like Ritter wasn't fully ready, and it looked like he snapped it also early. So, but it was in his hands. But it also looked like they wasn't on time. So it did cost a fumble, which killed momentum. But we can get better at that. We can work on timing. It's small things, but we can fix. We can definitely fix.
Yeah. Definitely got to talk about today on DFU, and that's just a little bit of something, just a little breakdown for Philip. But Philip's going to go to Avis Avenue here later in a minute and give his breakdown on stats and other players. And there's no telling what Philip brings to the table today. So definitely appreciate Philip for what he does here on the channel. D. Sloan in the chat said, "What's going on, fellas? This was a needed win, and we got it. Let's go Ritter. Let's go Falcons." Rise up, man. D. Sloan's a real one, man. He's definitely a rise up, diehard Falcon fan. He's at all the away games most of the time. Made him at the Benz before. Definitely a diehard fan. Philip, like he said, this was a needed win, and we did it. Philip, we talked about it before the podcast, before the game. We went live on Facebook in Dirty Fanatics United group, and we talked about how this was a needed win. And your Dirty Birds came out there today and did it. It wasn't pretty, but it wasn't all bad. We're the NFC South leaders, and I must say for myself, it feels pretty good to say that.
I was close to score. I was close, by the way. I was close.
I said 17-10, so I went too bad.
You was close. You were closer than I was. You was closer than I was.
Yeah,
so we were both still close.
I predicted. But we have yet to hit one yet, Philip. We got to get one this season. Miss Pam in the chat. How you doing, Miss Pam? She said, "Hello, Philip and Chase. Great
man, baby.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Can't be any happier. A dub's a dub, and we're gonna.
I'll take it any day."
EQRC in the chat said, "Put a ball in Ritter's hands, and if another player brings that ball to the coach, Dez, run laps." It makes sense. Dez is a young quarterback. It's going to take a little time for Dez to get to that caliber that we want. I think Dez just lets the moment get to him a little bit, and as a young quarterback, that's okay because
I think
there's no
a little bit adrenaline.
Adrenaline. I think it's just a rush of the game. He doesn't want to screw up. He knows how much the city wants to win. Right. So as a young quarterback in Atlanta, I think it is a lot of weight on him. But being QB1, you do have to carry that weight.
Yeah.
So there is stuff there. There is room for Ritter to grow. But that's a whole nother subject for here in a minute. We're going to talk about EQ, so please stick around. If you haven't already, man, if you're checking in with us, please hit that like, hit that share, leave a comment. Just help us out, man. Help us get further out into other people, shares to other Falcon fans that don't know about the channel. And let's grow, man. Philip, moving on to the first subject, bro. Let's talk some Dirty Bird Falcon football.
Let's get to it.
Let's talk a little bit about the NFC South division leaders. Phil, I'm going to throw up a little picture of what our NFC South division looks like as of right now, as of today, what the standings are. As you see here, your Dirty Birds are officially over 500. We're at .571. Your Buccaneers go to .500. The Saints are at .429. And we went ahead and cut the Pansies out the picture because they haven't won at all. So we weren't going to talk about them. They
did lose this week, though. They lost the bye week.
Yeah, the bye week whooped that ass. From what I heard, anyway. I didn't see the scoreboard, but sheesh, sell the team, like my boy Jack Spade would say. Go ahead and just sell the whole team. Philip, while we're here, man, and we're talking about what happened today, bro, let's go ahead and head on to Avis Avenue and see what you got popping for us today, bro.
all platforms. We're just gonna save the time. You already know where we at. We in your city, baby. You know.
Pull up
Starting
on.
it's like in first place. We kings here around here, baby. We in your city. Starting off, we're gonna start with Desmond Ritter. Um, my man had to me, despite the fumbles, had a great game. Honestly, had 19 completions for 250 yards with one rushing touchdown. Could have been two, possibly, but that's besides the point. But he had a 107.1 QBR rating, and he also had a game-winning drive, which is like the second one of the year. So shout out to Dez. You know what I mean? Without him, we wouldn't have won this game. Really, we gotta be a full team around here. And today I did a little mix between Kyle Pitts and Drake London's stats today, not to just give one, just a little mix it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Together, they both had 9 catches for 101 yards and 2 big first downs, which was also one. Pitts made the huge catch, to set up the game-winning field goal. But we're also gonna show the clip of Kyle Pitts' crazy backhand catch. So run that clip for me, baby.
The boy said run the clip like we in the studio.
Run that clip, baby.
Here we go.
I mean, look at this catch. Go ahead. Put it behind your back.
Left-handed.
That's a little around the back.
Goodness. No. A one-arm grab behind the back.
Sheesh! My boy's down here doing big things.
Bro. That's the unicorn.
He's out here
taking unicorn, bro.
He's taking notes from Bijan's back, and he just thought he wanted a little, whiff of it, man. He wanted a little try it out a little bit. Feel me? And then we're gonna move it on to the defense. The Falcons defense has 8 sacks in the last 2 games. More than we've seen in a while, man. We gotta give them a clap, baby. We gotta give them a clap. They out here doing that thing, baby. They doing their thing, which is also tied 5th for most in the NFL in this time span through the 1 p.m. games. So shout out again, man. We got.
Yes, sir.
All right. What happened? Oh, never mind. Hold up. I got you. I got a little too excited there. You feel me? I'm not fall over here. And then, the Falcons have only given up a total of 23 points to the NFC South teams this year, which is 11.5.
Speaking
11.5 points per game. Who else is doing it around here? Nobody. This is our game around here, baby. You see who's on top, who's not, baby. We're there for a reason. And then there's also a weird but true. I may try to get a little bit weird but trues in there every so often, but I'll give you one for tonight. Almost every Atlanta Falcons interception this previous year belongs to our safeties, which also goes to my boy Richie Grant for saving the game today. So shout out to you, Richie. I know I've been on your tail all year long, but for once you was in your spot, man. So shout out to you. Continue to prove me wrong, man. That's all I got for Avis Avenue today, baby.
Hey, y'all heard, man. Y'all give my boy Philip some comments in the comment section, man. He did his thing today on Avis Avenue.
Got a little too excited here.
Real quick, man. Speaking about Richie Grant, Richie was feeling a little hype today. Philip was feeling himself a little bit.
Hey, feel too good, baby. Hey, we top of the division. A-time.
Yes, sir.
Get up on me. Let's go. Shout out to Richie, man. Shout out to his game winning. I will say that interception was one of the game-winning moments in this game. That was huge on that drive because they were really pushing down to make the field goal to tie the game up on that drive, and for him to be able to stop it before that happened was very, very solid for Richie. Philip, we were on Richie's back last week because Richie hadn't been performing like he should be. We weren't the only Falcon fans that were not pleased with what Richie had been doing this season in Atlanta. But for Richie to come out today and show up in a division game when it really matters, man, that speaks volumes for him, not only wanting to be here with the team, but just showing, just as a whole what this team could be this season. Philip, headed to the chat real quick. Miss Pam said, defense, lock down all quarters. Philip, real quick, your thought about what Miss Pam said here. I would have to agree. We've seen a crazy amount of defense today. A lot of pressure on Baker Mayfield. Young guys. There could have been a lot of more sacks as well. Zach Harrison got a couple pressures
Oh,
today.
man. I was about to mention that.
Jesse Bates missed a sack today as well. So there was more opportunities to even put up, maybe 5 sacks today. We had 3 sacks today, I believe it was, Philip, with 1 interception. So
Calais with the
one of those
101.
sacks from Calais, Mr. 101. Shout out Mr. Calais Campbell. Also, man, if you're here new to the chat, please head over to YouTube. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. If you're on Facebook, leave a like. Please hit the share button, man. Spread us out to other Falcon World content creators, whoever you can share us out to, man. We greatly appreciate it.
I want to mention another one of the sacks was from Baker's own, football dad, which was Lorenzo Carter, the man that also owned him in the Oklahoma game against Georgia. We gotta give my boy. We gotta give my boy a shout out. My boy was throwing money on him out here.
EQRC in the chat says sacks.
Yeah,
facts. Facebook user, that's Crystal Hayes, said defense definitely, or she said, hey guys, that was the first comment. I can't find it for some reason, but I believe that was Miss Crystal. And then the next comment here is Pamela Johnson. As I said at the beginning, we will run the table in the NFC South.
For sure.
You heard Aunt Pam talk, man.
For
Aunt
sure.
Pam ain't playing no games, man. EQRC said
Grant did his thing.
Yes,
Grant
sir.
did
Grant
his
did.
thing today. I don't think I had a single complaint out of him today.
She said defense definitely did their thing.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. No doubt. Defense definitely showed up.
It's mind blowing, man.
Number 20, Alfred almost got one. Too close, but no cigar. Shout out to D Alfred, man, the glow man. Well, much respect to D Alfred. Me and Philip, great big fans of Mr. D Alfred. So
got a signature on the ball back here. That's my dog.
Shout out to D, bro. D's a real one. And he also shows much love to my other brothers over at One Time for the Fan.
Yes,
he's actually came on the live podcast and chatted up with him in the comment section. So shout out to D Alfred, man, being a diehard Falcon fan. You'll never know, man. He may be in the comment section one day. That would be dope. EQRC said AJ got a couple holding calls that hurt. Philip, let's talk about it. Talk about it.
There's a couple I don't agree, though, with them holding calls, though, bro. To me, it just looks like a good one-on-one tussle, man. We're trying to break your route. Of course, I personally, I call Mike Evans a fraud. I don't like the guy. I don't like him. But I have to give him his respect. He is good, though. But it was a good little hand-to-hand shove battle right there. I felt like the first 2. Now, the third one, I don't know that, but the first 2 I've seen, it was just a good little
talk
show.
about the second pass interference call, or the holding call that they called it. It looked more like, to me, Mike Evans was pulling his head out more than anything, which calls for the physical play, and then they called it on the defense. Which, in my opinion, there was a lot of plays today that they were calling flags and holding penalties on for plays that the ball wasn't even near.
There was one holding call on Akuda, which really was intentional grounding, but they called it which I thought it was giving it to us. But instead, they said Jeff Okudah was holding. Don't ask me how, but they gave it to him in general. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
So that killed a lot of us, and then that's when they scored.
Yeah, the Bucs in a lot of good positions with the flags on third downs, conversion. A lot of bad penalties, a lot of penalties that we've got to clean up as a team. I won't say every flag is a false flag, because we've got to clean up a lot of these flags. We got to play situational football and be a better unit, because if we can get clicking right now, man, we can be deadly. We just got things we got to change around, a couple fumbles that we've got to pick up during the game. And, this offense could be unstoppable, Phil. If you go down to the red zone and you score each red zone trip, bro, we're looking at a 30-point game.
We're right here every single time.
We just got to find a way to finish. We've got to finish. Headed to the next comment here. EQRC said he got burnt on the touchdown. Phillip, as well as the touchdown, I felt like there was a little bit of a push off, a little bit of a shove there, but like I said, we can't give an excuse for every PI.
Right. Right.
It is what it is. AJ does have to be that clutch receiver that we need him to be. And the past few weeks, he's kind of been a little wishy-washy. Yeah. Crystal in the chat said, loving how D has stepped up. D has been – me and Phil was talking about this other day. D Alford has really came out of the USFL and
he reminds me
is a leader
of
on the NFL team.
He reminds me of a younger
Ricardo
Allen. Ricardo Allen, actually. That's what he took. He took the role of Rico, man. I love Rico as well, bro. That was my dog.
That's a good comparison.
2016.
That's a really good comparison.
He reminds me of Rico. He's dropping the shoulder on him, man. He's playing good coverage. That's what I love to see. Like he's rarely letting passes, which that'll happen. But he's rarely letting passes get to him, and to me that's a big achievement, man. So that to me that's his comparison to me.
Kiki in the chat, she said, great win today. Definitely a great win today to sit on top. We have the crown on the head right now while the Pansies are in the basement. From last I heard from buddy over there, I believe his name's Grant, said they cleaning up the water lines down in the basement. Pretty bad flood down there right now. No winds in the NFC South for the Pansies.
That'd be all right.
So
that'd be all right.
They looking pretty rough over there. Kiki said, if Dez can stop turning it over, we are unstoppable. Philip, your thoughts on Miss Kiki's chat here?
I agree. I won't say I can agree. You can argue that it is kind of on Dez. Like the touchdown when
you gotta finish.
The way you look,
you gotta get across.
You gotta finish it. But I see what he was doing. But like you said, and everybody else is saying, I totally agree. I'm not giving him any excuses at all. I think I'm one of the toughest ones on him because I want him to do good. But you have to finish through. So if we can fix them problems, hey man, we're good to go. I feel like.
Facts. I will agree 100%, man. If we do get it right with Ritter, this offense can really get rolling. Like I said, we could have been at a 30-point game today if we execute on each red zone trip. Not having Ritter or not having Bijan today in the red zone definitely hurt. Definitely hurt us today not having Bijan. Hope Bijan can get to a speedy recovery and get back out here next
week. Better.
Philip, do we have the Arizona Cardinals next week?
The Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee Titans next week. So, Philip, that should be a winnable game. I watched them play in London against the Jags. They didn't look so hot. So, definitely a game that I believe we could come away with the dub, walking away with a 5-3 record. Sounds pretty nice, bro. That would be definitely nice to see.
It's kind of like our 2016 season in a way. We were in the same spot.
Miss Crystal in chat said, is Mike Evans the toughest matchup AJ has had all season so far? Philip, your thoughts?
Let's see. Let's look at the schedule.
I would say yes. Mike Evans is the best all-around
between
receiver.
Mike Evans and Armin
St. Brown's a solid receiver as well. But if we're going off years in the NFL and proving himself, yes, Mike Evans, in my opinion.
It's between them two as of this season.
Miss Pam said, P.I. loved how the defense did not have a day off. Player meet Monday to go film for the next team, Tennessee. Yes, ma'am. Let's go work. Let's get back in that room. Let's get the team right. Make the adjustments you need to make because you need to go on the road and you need to make another road win. Today,
let's take another road
is
win,
Desmond Ritter's first road game as a road win for Desmond Ritter as an NFL quarterback. That's a huge check off his list. Shout out to Desmond for making it happen today, man. He was clutch when it mattered, and his receivers really stepped up today when it was time to make the play. So shout out to the whole team, man, for real.
And if anybody's listening,
go ahead,
please make sure Drake London is okay. my dog, bro. Somebody make sure my dog is okay, man. That's all I gotta say.
He's straight. He was taking pictures with Jack after the game, bro. Him and his dad.
W-Mans.
Crystal in the chat, she said, glad we won even in adversity. Refs were in every bit of this game today. Grady was being held when Baker had that big pick up in the fourth, no flag. So many holding penalties.
Full helmet taken off today, man, and you don't call them. You don't call face mask? Come on. You seen him take it off of him. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that was crazy. Miss Pam said, run, Dez, don't jog. She's talking about the football at the touchdown. But can we talk about that rule for a second, bro? Because that freaking rule there, dude, I've been to so many games that rule has ruined the outcome of championships, the outcome of games. Why in the world, if you fumble the ball in the end zone, is it the other team's ball? Why?
I mean, I can see I can understand but like,
damn it, I don't like the rule change, and they need to change it. I don't like
for the instance the Drake fumble. In my opinion, it didn't even go past the pylon. So, in my opinion,
the Drake was clean because Drake's finger touched the ground. But if Drake's finger did not touch the ground, he broke the white plane. So therefore, the ball crossed the white plane. The tip of the ball crossed. So therefore, that would have been another touchback. So we got away today with two close calls.
From what I was listening to the commentators, their understanding of the rule was that it had to go in the inside the pylon for it to.
Okay, maybe so. Maybe it has to go behind the pylon. But then if that's the case, if he didn't touch the ground there, was that a touchdown?
That's what I was thinking too. But I don't know.
I'm just saying. Miss Pam said that's a dumb rule. I agree with Miss Pam. The rule's dumb as hell, Miss Pam. I don't like it. Kiki in the chat said, I'm sick of our center. Phil, roast session on Domin. Let me know. What's your thoughts with Domin, bro?
All right. Bro, just got to pick up some snaps, dog, because there's been a couple that was nice. Don't get me wrong, but I am paying attention to certain highlights. Dez is having to catch it near his feet or
his ankles, bro. There was one where Dez ran for the first down in the middle of the seam of the field. The ball was by his ankle, dude. He couldn't even find his first read. He had to get out.
And the one on goal line, him and Dez were not on page. To me, it looked like Dez was trying to change the play. Dalman was ready to get that ball out. Dez had it in his hands, which he should have had it in his hands, to be honest. But he fumbled, but goes on between them two not being on page. So he's got to do better. Overall, we got to be on the same page.
We got to play better as a unit, man. It just seems like I told my wife today, Philip, it just seems like there's times where offense will have a good day, defense will have a sloppy day. There's times where defense will have a great day, offense just has a straight bad day. We have yet to have that game where it's been a blown out game, and I was hoping today could have been that chance. As many opportunities we had in the red zone today, I still go back to play calling. I still think play calling has to be better in the red zone. Yes, we moved the ball today, but we could not put 7 on the board. I know the fumbles were a lot to do with it, but I still feel like the play calling, there were situations that it was 3rd and goal, 3rd and 10, where we took the delay of game instead of taking the timeout, even though you were fussing with the refs. You gotta play smarter there because that really hurts that drive. Philip, your thoughts on taking the flag instead of getting the timeout before the play clock ran out?
From what I've understood on that too, though, he was trying. They never bumped up the time. That's what he was arguing about.
Right.
Even the time clock, they didn't boost it back up because they just left it as it is, and that's what he was arguing with. But from our perspective, yes, you do have you can argue with them, but you also got to pay attention. You are the coach, time management, and then he made up for it at the very end. I will say because Smith outcoached Todd Bowles today for sure. That last end of the game, he definitely outcoached him with the timeouts and everything that went on. But he's got to do better with certain things, like with arguing with the refs. You got to pay attention.
Read down, bro.
Yes, you see a helmet on the ground, and you wonder why. I said, but the crazy thing is,
I told you to read that one because you just said Grady Jarrett's helmet was on the ground.
If I can find the clip,
by the time he broke the line.
If I can find the clip, I will post it in the group or wherever. You can literally see him yank it off his head. And we were watching it today, and we were just like, do you not see this? Like, what's going on?
Miss Crystal said if the defense doesn't recover it, it should not be a touchback. I hate the rule.
I agree with that.
Yeah, if the defense had no part in, knocking it out behind the pylon, I don't get it.
I agree with it.
Miss Pamela Johnson said Drew has to do a better job snapping the ball. 100% agree. She said, imagine if we had a center snap the ball to Dez. He'd have a better view of the whole field. Philip, we know as just coaching our little 10U team, if you don't have a good snap, the whole play's gone. The whole play's trash. You're not gaining yards. You might as well just go ahead and fall on the ball. So, I mean, the snap is a big thing. The snap's a big thing when it comes to football. It's one of the most important positions. And for Dez being such a young quarterback, man, you want anybody that can help. Yeah, you need anybody that can help Dez. And Dez is growing, man, each week. I love to see it. Since we're talking about player production, man, let's give player of the game. Philip, give me your offensive player of the game, and then give me your defensive player of the game.
Player of the game, I'm offense. I'm going to try to mix it between two players in general.
Okay.
One is Koo. He won us the game. So shout out to Koo.
3 for 3 on field goals, Mr. Clutch.
And then the one, and I'm going to give it to the guy that got him to that point, which is Kyle Pitts. Okay, without him, we wouldn't have had that drive right there, man. We would have never had that field goal. And also shout out a little bit of Dez because Dez is the one throwing it to him. So, it's a team effort right there. So, without them guys, we wouldn't have had that game right there. So I'm giving it to Koo and then Pitts. On the defensive side of the ball,
real quick, Philip, everybody in the chat, man, give me your player of the game for offense and then give me a player of the game for defense. And we'll run through it here.
And defense, again, somebody that won us the game. I've been harping on him for the past year. But, hey, Richie, keep proving me wrong, bro. This is only tough love, too, man. Keep proving me wrong, man. Keep doing good. I love to see it. You won't never hear me complain. I promise. Just keep doing that, man.
So as far as my players of the game for offense, since you gave me 2, I'll give you 2 for offense. And number 1 would have to be, man, The Rock himself, Tyler Algier. The man really carried a load today. I think, Philip, he was, let me see, I got the stats pulled up here. Tyler Algier was 21 carries for 59 yards, averaging 2.8 carry a game. Also, my next shout out on the offense would have to be Mr. Drake London himself, having a year, 6 receptions for 54 yards. The dog comes in clutch whenever we need it. Drake's really turned out to be that receiver one that everybody was so questionable about when we drafted him, about his ankle. He's a dog, man. Drake London's a dog. And
most underrated receiver.
If Drake could get the fumbles controlled, man, he would be, just a dog. And he's really done that. He really came out this season, worked on what he needed to work on. And just shout out to Drake London, man. He's a dog. Defense, bro. Man, there were so many people on defense today that performed. I'll give you 2 people. And for one, man, shout out to Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett came out there today and balled just like we said we needed him to do today, Philip. He came out there and he was disruptive at the O-line. He was just that guy that we've seen the past 3-4 years, man. Grady Jarrett's always been the leader we needed him to be, and he really stood out today. Another one, Philip, that I'd have to say, you've already said Richie, so I'll give you another one, man. Shout out to Mr. Calais Campbell with the number sack 101 on the season. Still being disruptive, still setting the edge. Year 17, I believe it is, for Mr. Calais Campbell. So shout out to you, sir, man. That's my game picks for today, a player of the game. We'll check the chat. Chat's popping off. We'll see who they give us for a player of the game. Let's see. Miss Crystal said Pitts. Pitts was definitely the unicorn we needed him to be today. He showed out today when it really mattered. Dez is covering up Dolman's deficit. You're exactly right. Crystal said, yes, he had clutch catches. Drake. Defense, I'm going Anamata. Anamata, man. That guy's a beast. I'm so glad he's a dirty bird this season.
I want to mention one play. It was holding on him, but bro got held and it was a run play. They run right by him because they was holding, but he went back and grabbed him and he went back and got him. That's the crazy thing, and drug him back to this line, bro. So shout out to
I
Onyemata
know
on that. I was laughing, bro. It was hilarious to me.
Miss Pam said, Tyler, run that rock, and defense gets the game ball. Shout out to Miss Pam, man. She's always active in the group. Always been here since day one, man. Shout out Miss Pam. DSGB Hall in the chat said, defense, hold D-line pressure all game. Offense, Ritter clutch at the end. Only one fumble is his fault. Could agree to disagree on that for sure. Anybody, everybody has their own opinion, but I agree 100%, Mr. Hall. Snaps have got to be better. He's a young quarterback, man. It's going to take time. EQRC in the chat said, Pitts for offense, Grant for defense. So, man, overall, today was a good game, man. Philip, today, man, let's give some today notables, a new little subject we're going to do here. Give me 3 good and 3 bad from today's game. Necessarily not bad, but things we need to work on advancing into next week.
Let's see. I'm gonna start like this. One good thing is offense is moving the ball. Outside of everything, we are moving the ball like we should as a team. It's whether it's run game or passing. We're starting to move the ball, and it's consecutive, like with Dez passing for 200 to 300 yards. That's a positive thing to me. Another thing is our defense can get pressure. We know they can. It's just whether they get to it or not, but we know they can, and defense is the real deal. And then my third, man, I don't even know.
You can give 2. Just give me what's good today, and then give me what we could grow on in the future.
And all right, well, that's my 2 for the good. And I guess we could work on. We need to work on penalties. Whether it's holding, or, false start or something. I didn't see a little bit on offense as much today, but we need to work on penalties. The second thing is we got to start scoring a little bit more in the red zone. We got to be more consecutive in the red zone. We got to start scoring more, whether it's running or passing the ball. We can't keep making little small turnovers kind of right there, or just bad play calling. And 3, we just gotta start being more consecutive about things, consistent and things like that. And really, other than that, I feel like we're pretty decent on, and we just gotta work on our turnovers and stuff like that. That's my 2 and 3 things. My 5.
So I'll start off with today's goods, man. You look at today and you look at Desmond Ritter. I'll start with Desmond Ritter. Like you said, the guy threw today for 19 completions, 25 attempts for 250 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1 rushing touchdown. The guy's growing each week, man. He's been having growing pains. It happens in the league. I think we have to give him time as a franchise, time as a fan base to grow and be that quarterback we need him to be. Am I saying Dez is the future for Atlanta? I don't know. But as of now, Desmond Ritter is QB1, and he will be backed by Dirty Fanatics United. Number 2, the good for this game, you've seen other receivers get involved today. You had receivers like Scotty Miller go for 1 catch today for 46 yards. You had Cordell Hodge caught a pass today for 19 yards. You look at Van Jefferson today. He had a catch for 5 yards. Keith Smith also had a catch today. So the ball is getting spread around. Ritter's not keying in just on Drake, although Drake is your leading reception leader today with 6 receptions, as he should be, being receiver 1. The only 2 that should have high targets there, I believe, is Kyle Pitts and Drake London, because them are your 2 dogs, man. Would like to see a little more. That was 2 good. So I'll give you 1 more bad or 1 more good. Defense, man. Defense is finally getting pressures. That's 8 sacks in the past 2 games. We struggled last year in sacks. Man. Maybe we do make that 30 number sack this season. That would be great to see. And just to finish it off with 3 things that I think we could grow on as a team, we got to get better in penalties. We got to be a better structuralized team. We got to play better in our rhythm. We've got to finish in red zone situations. We've got to play better, smart play calls. We got to find our rhythm in the red zone. And as far as, I guess you would call that a penalty. I was going to say the flag for the delay of game. We gotta play better attention football. We gotta play a full game of football and finish. Right. Today we seem to play a lot better today. Throughout the whole game, we scored each quarter, but I think we still got to start a little earlier.
Come out,
there's a lot that changes in the NFL from week to week, man. So it is hard to be a dominant team in the NFL. There's no teams left that are undefeated, so that goes to show you every team is beatable in the NFL. The Bills just lost to who the Bills play today, Philip? Pretty raggedy team. Haven't been doing too great this whole
Patriots.
season. The Bills
29-25.
So I mean, you got to look at situations like that. It's any given Sunday in the NFL.
Or you could be like the Panthers.
Poor Panthers. Ms. Pam said the bad red zone turnover, the good defense locked down in the fourth quarter. Facts. EQRC said, I say just take care of the ball. We move the ball, but fumble or interceptions, got to take care of the ball. Facts. Ms. Pam said, time will tell if he is our future. Speaking on Ritter. Hey, man, NFL stands for not for long. Can't keep making mistakes.
Agreed.
You're exactly right. We gotta be better as a team. Ritter is first in the league in last-minute scoring drives. That's huge. People don't understand how huge that is, because in the NFL, games are close, and to have a quarterback that can be clutch in fourth quarter decisions is great. We had a guy that did it for years in Matty Ice, and it's very hard to shadow a guy like that. So shout out to Desmond Ritter, man. Philip, we're going to get ready to close this thing out. But before we do, man, last subject of the day. If I can get it to pull up. Lot low for Bijan, but Mr. CP is back. Philip, your thoughts about CP production today and the situation with Bijan?
For CP to be back, man, that was huge. I enjoyed seeing him back running the ball tough as he did today, man. It started off a little slow, but hey, the more he worked in there, he got everything he looked good, man. Like, it was nice to see CP back. I was hoping he would finally get that touchdown, but it is what it is. Hey, but as long as he's back healthy and looks good, I'm fully okay with.
CP today, man, with 10 attempts.
It was big.
56 yards, bro. CP really balled out today, did his thing. Philip,
it was big for not having Bijan.
I forgot about a video I wanted to throw up today. Shout out to Philip for getting these clips for us, man. Desmond Ritter's response today after the game about his 3 fumble game. We'll go ahead and roll that clip.
Desmond, points pretty hard to come by in this one, but to watch Younghoe Koo boot through that game-winning field goal, what's going through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, that's just a overall team win. When you put the ball on the ground 3 times, it's obviously tough. Obviously, to come out here and get a win, in a road victory, that's huge for our team. That's what we talked about. And not only Koo, but Liam and Bradley and all those guys on special teams doing their job.
You don't often win a game, as you mentioned, when you fumble it 3 times. What did you learn from this during your growth process?
Yeah, I got to protect the ball. Even when you think you're there, you think you're that close. Whether it's me, whether it's Drake, whatever it is, we all got to protect the ball and just be better.
All right, thanks so much, Desmond.
Thank you.
Your thoughts on Desmond Ritter's response to the 3 fumbles during the game, the touchback that initially took away a touchdown today?
I'm glad he's taking responsibility of it, for one. That's huge, you know what I mean? Not most quarterbacks would do that, not mention names, but Mac Jones or last year, Zach Wilson, they didn't take accountability. At least he's taking accountability for himself. And he's trying. I like his mindset of wanting to do better. He has a high standard of, like wanting to win, and he understands what us fans want. And I feel like he's putting a lot of pressure on himself though to get it done, and to do what he's done so far. He's doing a pretty good job. Whether he gives himself a certain grade or not, to me, he's doing better than what people are really saying about him. Really, because we all know the NFL's not easy. We know that. But
some guys are there for a reason, man. They're in the NFL for a reason. Preston Stapp in the chat, man, said Ritter is our quarterback for the long haul. Been talking to Preston on Snapchat for quite a while now, and he said himself, man, Ritter's the quarterback. He's all in on Ritter. He's a diehard for Ritter, man. He's and we are too. We want to see Ritter succeed in the NFL as the Atlanta Falcons quarterback.
Like I've said before, we've been spoiled with Matt Ryan, but with having Dez, the only reason I'm tough with Dez is because of what we did have. I want him to be better. I want him to be good. I want him to live up to that standard that I know he can. That's the only reason I'm tough on him. So it's not necessarily hate towards Dez. It's like a tough love. Trying to make him, it's more of wanting him to do better. But that's just the way I'm putting it out there.
Real quick, man, if you haven't already, head on over to bonfire.com and look up Dirty Fanatics United. The link is in the description. Be sure to head over and buy some merch. If you do purchase merch, we will be notified and you will be entered into a raffle for a game day ticket or a jersey of your choice. That's a Bijan, Drake, Bergeron, whatever jersey you want, it is yours. Whatever game that you can make it to Atlanta, it is your game ticket. So be sure to purchase a sweater or shirt or whatever, but be sure you go to Dirty Fanatics United and check us out. Philip, man, with that being said, brother, we're getting ready to close this thing out. Give me your shout outs for today, brother.
Shout out to Koo, because he's a pretty cool dude. But shout out to these boys out here, man, taking first, out here doing what they needed to do, laying the work down, man, doing the job to contain first. Shout out to everybody in the comment section watching, and shout out to everybody that's buying the merch, man. Go get it, man. We'd be very appreciated, man. So go out and do that, and then shout out for the opportunity to do this, man.
Y'all heard Philip, man. Head over to the merch store and check us out, man. We got some cool T-shirts over there. Philip, my hoodie will be on the way Tuesday, I believe it is. So my hoodie will be here, and we'll be repping DFU, man. We on the road. We got a merch purchaser in Cali, a guy that lives in Arizona, and our buddy that lives in Cali actually bought not one but two types of merch through DFU. So shout out to you, sir. Shout out to LaMarcus Boyd and Dwayne Ruffin. You are both entered in the raffle to win a game day ticket or a jersey of your choice. Philip, before we get out of here, we got a couple more comments. EQRC said, honestly, I think he's embarrassed for that touchdown fumble, but I stand by him. He's a winner. Right. He definitely is. He definitely is. Ms. Pam said, great show. Cool is cool. Thank you, Ms. Pam. We greatly appreciate you tuning in and being active in the comment section. You don't understand how much it means to us as podcasters, and greatly appreciate you being here. EQRC said, cool. Yes, he's cool.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to Koo, man. Shout out to Koo, Philip. I think you got something going on there with the cool Koo. So
cool.
Appreciate everybody tuning in, man. EQRC said Tennessee.
On to the next, baby.
Go Falcons. Rise up, man. As we always say, shout out to everybody that tuned in. Shout out to all my Dirty Bird faithfuls. Shout out to everybody that's believing in Desmond Ritter, everybody that hasn't given up on him yet. Philip, shout out to you, brother, for coming through and dropping your knowledge today on Avis Avenue. If you're new here, man, hit that subscribe, hit that like, and be sure to hit that bell so you know when we go live on Facebook, YouTube, and
tell
Twitch.
your friends.
Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your aunt, tell your uncle, tell your grandma. Tell the
brother.
whole world, man. Share us on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you can get us at, man. This is your boy Chase and Philip from Dirty Fanatics United. A-Town down.